If you've got paint, tape, and an old book, congratulations, you've got an art studio. And that's exactly what I'm using today. No fancy sketchbook, no new supplies, just what's already lying around on my desk. I'm turning this old hardcover novel into a grid journal spread, and I'm making 16 tiny little acrylic paintings inside. It's simple, it's affordable, and the feeling of pressure comes way down when you're using something that has 450 pages in it. This is not something I have to be precious with. This is not 300 pound or 300 GSM watercolor paper. This is not watermarked. There's nothing super special about this. It is just a novel. Okay. I am marking off my grid with tape today just because sometimes I draw them out. Today I'm going the easy route. This is some teeny tiny, well, it's a 1/4 inch purple masking tape that's low tack so it doesn't get too sticky, which means it doesn't tear the paper on the way out. I decided I would use this because the squares were so small, and why not just make it a little more delicate? You can use whatever you have, no big deal. I am using gloss medium here, just putting a thin layer on with my color shaper. I'm doing this because I want to make sure that the paint doesn't bleed underneath the tape. Whenever you tape something, it needs to have something to seal the page as it is so that no paint seeps underneath the tape. We've all had experiences where we have not done this. It's so frustrating to see the tape come off and it's a rough edge. It's so incredibly frustrating. So just put a clear layer of something on. Or if you have the same base coat, if you're painting a wall, right, and you're putting tape on the wall, then paint the base coat again over the tape and then start painting. I'm just using some acrylic paint. This is a knitting needle to write in it, for lack of a better word, to scribble in it, just to get something interesting. I'm working super fast because this is a time-lapse video, but this is not a precious situation. I'm literally finger painting right now, adding some quinacridone gold. My goal is to get something in each square with each new thing that I add. So with each color, I'm trying to get some mark with that color or that technique into each square. You don't have to do it like that. That's how I like to do it. I sprayed some water just to get some of those little circles showing through. I love that. If the paint's not fully dry, you can spritz a little bit of water with a spray bottle and it will give you those nice little negative space bubbles. One of my goals with all the videos that I make and all the classes that I have are really just to make art, even tiny amounts of art, very accessible, very doable, and to take the pressure way down. This is a wonderful activity for all of those things. I've used a paintbrush, I've used my fingers, and now I'm using a colored pencil. I bet you can rustle those up in your house, and if nothing else, your fingers are always with you. So you can always finger paint if you have paint lying around. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you sit down to make something. You don't. Pick a couple colors, pick a couple different kind of brushes or one brush and a credit card to scrape some paint around. The act of you making marks, whatever those marks looks like, these scribbles are perfectly fine, solid brush strokes perfectly fine, pen and ink dots and scribbles and lines perfectly fine. It's the act of doing it that gives you the benefit. Having something nice to look at the end, great. If that's how it works out and you like it, amazing. That's like a triple bonus. doing something creative, making creative marks, you are enriching your life. And that's a big claim. I recognize this. But you are. For all the people who, I'm very partial to stay-at-home moms because, hello, that's what I do. And it seems like there's no time. There's no lasting impression necessarily of what you do all day as a stay-at-home person. Because if you eat and you do the dishes and you do laundry and you do whatever work around the house, it always is dirty the next day, especially if you have children. Always. So there's no lasting thing that you can point to and say, I did that today, because the dishes are always coming back. With something like this, at the end of the day, I can look back at it and I can say, I made that. It didn't exist. Now it exists. And it would not have existed if I had not taken these 10, 15 minutes to grab some paints, scribble a little bit, and make it happen. Since we're on the tape tips, please use a hairdryer on the tape before you take the tape off of anything. I've ripped so many things before I knew this trick. It loosens up the glue on the tape and it makes it come off so much better. So this is what I made. This is page 2 out of 450. See, you really can make meaningful art with whatever's already in front of you. No perfect supplies, no big plan. Just go to your junk drawer, grab some mark making tools, pencils, highlighters, whatever you have handy, and just play. Before you go, tell me in the comments, what's one thing that you already have at home that you could turn into your next art tool or your next sketchbook book like I have? I would love to hear your ideas.